Hello, kids. It is I, Moe Howard. Finally wondering, especially the more educated Stooge fans, how are you even here? You died on May 4th, 1975. Well, I just faked it because all the fans are being annoying. Fix my hair. They were being annoying, so I decided to fake it. So I could live an ordinary life among you people. I had to, hide my look when I went out in public. I couldn't do this bowl cut that I have here. I had to completely hide it. Had to be completely gone and stuff. Very annoying process. Anyway, what this video is about here, this is my intro to my YouTube channel. I'll be able to continue putting myself on camera for you people on the YouTubes, whatever that is. I really don't know. What does YouTube mean? I don't know. I'm from the 20th century. You gotta put that in the comments for me. Anyway, so, what this channel is about. I will be making videos, maybe comedy sketches, as I am a comedian. I may make reviews of other stuff. I might do the Three Stooges movie, my first movie I review. I do review TV shows like the Three Stooges, comedy groups like the Three Stooges, people like the Three Stooges. No, okay, I keep going for that. Anyway, a little bit about myself. I was born on June 19th, 1897, of a Palestinian Jewish family in Brooklyn, in the Benham section of Brooklyn, New York. I really didn't like going to school. I only went to school once in 1915 at the Rasmus Hall High School. I dropped out 2 months later. My mother loved doing my hair. It used to be really long, like down to here. And then I decided, you know what? Screw her. I decided to cut my hair, and now this is where the bowl cut came from. They all know well and love. I got into the show business for the first time. I was running errands. Photograph Studios. It was there I met my friend Lee Nash. We started to join Annette Coleman as background diving girls in her movies. But in 1921, him and I decided to go together. Like, he was the main actor, I was his stooge. I think you know where I'm going with this here. I called my brother Samuel Horowitz to come up here. And soon enough, that was 1923. And we came up with funny coin names. I chose Moe, he chose Shemp. Then in 1925, Louis Feinberg and Fred Sanborn joined. Yeah, I always forget that guy. Anyway, Larry. How his hair came to be. His hair came to be because before he wanted to do an interview, he wanted to wash his hair. It dried out and Ted Healy really liked the way it looked. That's how Lee Nash's name came to be too, Ted Healy. And he said, "Hey, why don't you keep it?" There's also, I remember this. He also asked Larry's my middle name. He said, like, she had a violin in his hand. He said, "Why don't you drop the fiddle? I'll pay you $10 more." He said, I think like 90, $100 an hour. He says, if you drop the violin and stop playing, I'll pay you $10 more. He refused, but he let him in anyway, which becomes helpful in our short subjects. So we continued on. By 1930, we finally released our first movie, Soup to Nuts. That was the only feature, though. The feature Shep as a stooge. He left after that. So we had to look for a new third stooge. I suggested my brother Jerome Howard Horowitz. And well, when he came in, my baby brother, he had long hair. He had like a mustache, a huge handlebar mustache. And Jake always said, "Okay, but you need to do a good hairstyle." And well, with Larry's zany hair, my bowl cut, what was Jerry's idea? So we always call him Babe, actually. Cut the whole thing off. Pretty smart, if you ask me. So that's what he did. He cut his whole hair off. And that's when all of a sudden, he came out and said, oh, the mustache shape for a while, but he said, "Do I look girly?" I think Ted and I heard curly. And like, that's actually aesthetic. So we hired him. He also ended up asking Cheryl the mustache. It's a shame I felt bad for him because he had to keep it for his character. But he felt insecure and unappealing to women. I really felt bad for him. So of course, drinking on years to come, but we'll get to that. We made some films with Ted until 1934. Hollywood Party was the last one that year, early that year. And we left him finally because for the same reason Shep did. Drinking, abrasiveness, and stuff like that. So we finally left him. And we signed immediately with Columbia Pictures. We made 190 short subjects from 1934 to 1958. Wow. And Curly remained a member of the team through 1946. During the filming of Half-Wits Holiday, we called his name to come out for the pie fight scene that was to be done in the movie. He wasn't listening, so I decided to go in the back and look for him. I found him in director Jules White's chair, slumped like this. It was horrible. And that's what he looked like. It was so sad to see him like that. And he had suffered a massive stroke. He's forced to retire. I convinced Shemp to return temporarily, which would become permanent. All four of us signed the contract. That means Curly signed it too. And well, Curly made one mini cameo on Hold That Line. It was the only one to feature all four of us on screen together. Anything. But he wouldn't return to that. There was a role he had open for him in Mouse in the Palace, where he was going to be our chef. And the picture shows him very thin compared to his fat thing. The handlebar mustache was mad, and he had full head of hair like he did in Hold That Lion. So we had that open for him, but fortunately he couldn't do it. He died on January 18th, 1952, after years of pain and fighting. And I'm glad for him, though, because now he finally could rest in peace. So, Shemp continued to be a member of the team until November 22nd, 1955. Late that night, he had just left from a boxing match. He held a taxi cab and went in the car. He lit a cigarette, started to tell a joke. He slumped on his front like this. He had suffered. At first, it was thought that was part of the joke, but it wasn't. He had suffered a heart attack and died. We had to get another third stooge. What I hated about Harry Cohn, one of the big things here, not only did he make Curly work, but he chose a stooge for us. We had no say in it. He brought in Joe Besser. The biggest thing that Jack-Off ever made. He had for like less than a year. He left. We finished all 190 of our short subjects. Yet we finally thought, hey, we should just retire. We also considered touring as a Two Stooges, but Harry Cohen had that and he closed up shop on us. Only at 190. And there's no thank yous, no party, but all dedicated years of service. This is 1957, like 58 we're talking about here. And we saw how popular television was getting at that time, like color television, so we decided to put ourselves out there. But movies, we needed thirds too, as Joe Besser had left. Well, he chose Joe DeRita, and he made himself look somewhat similar to Curly. We originally were talking about getting him in 46, that Curly suffered the stroke, but because, Joe's like with another Curly, but he did want to imitate someone else. So he changed his appearance to kind of look like Curly, but, he didn't want to embrace the character like Curly did. And we got softer as the years went on, because we were getting older. Except for me, because I'm still on now. So Larry suffered a stroke, only filming a quick tour in 1970. That's pretty much the end of it. We were playing another movie with Emil Sicca, one-time foil, as the middle stooge, replaced him under the name Harry. It was like Larry's brother. It never came to me because I faked my death of lung cancer. Larry died a few months earlier, January 24th, 1975, of another stroke. So that's our history. What's yours? Let me know below. I like knowing personal information. I'll definitely have more videos coming soon. I just, wanted to introduce you to myself. I mean, I know that first video is a little bit vague. That guy, by the way, Alex Soleimani. Interesting character, that's for sure. And that's quite a character actor myself. So, want to do anything in particular, you let me know about that below as well. And I'll, take into consideration. So long, this has been Moe Howard speaking. Doodly 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 doo 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 doo.